Good morning and welcome to the 2021 Health Benefit Officer Seminar. My name is Kathrene Hansen and I am the Executive Director of the Greater Los Angeles Federal Executive Board. I'm honored to be here today and be given the opportunity to give you an overview about the Federal Executive Board, how you might want to get involved in some of our programs, also provide a snapshot of the federal government, and talk to you a little bit about the Federal Employee Health Benefit Plan selection process. And lastly, encourage you all to get active with our Feds Get Fit initiative, which is a partnership we have with the Federal Employee Health Benefits Program. So federal executive boards are turning 60 this year. We were started by President Kennedy in 1961, and there are 28 FEBs nationwide. President Kennedy recognized that there was a need to have an organization outside of Washington, D.C. to bring together federal employees to work on common issues. And boy, did we find that even more important this year. So I think he was very visionary 60 years ago to create something called the Federal Executive Boards, or as we refer to us, the FEB. 85% of the federal workforce are outside of Washington, D.C. And so because of that, a lot of the policies end up focusing on the headquarters employees. And what's unique about federal executive boards is our main emphasis is thinking about the employees that work in the field and how we can better support you, how we can get you to collaborate, how we can break down some of the stovepipes. And federal executive boards are not partisan in any way. And we're federal employees. On paper, I am funded by Customs and Border Protection, which is why you'll see that I have that email, and we're very grateful for their support. And we support whichever administration is in office by helping them implement their agenda in the field. The Office of Personnel Management oversees the FEB network. They do an annual plan that they provide to Congress and to the members of the executive branch. We also have a strategic plan where they focus on 3 main lines of business that they want us to work on. So we work in the areas of emergency preparedness, security and employee safety, human capital readiness, and intergovernmental partnerships. There are 28 federal executive boards across the nation. And here's some of the agencies we serve. You may see your agency logo up there, or you may not. The slide could only accommodate so many, but I think this is a good cross-section of the agencies that we work with. So the Federal Executive Board, by definition, is the highest ranking federal official for each of the agencies represented in the geographic area. And in the Los Angeles area, our service area is the 6 counties that make up the Greater Los Angeles area. So San Bernardino, Riverside, LA, Orange, Ventura, and Santa Barbara counties. And in that footprint, we have 275 federal agencies representing about 120,000 federal employees. Some of those agencies are very small, some of them are very big, but it's 275 federal agencies, and you may be surprised to know that, and that's one of the ways the FEB can support you is if you need a contact at another federal agency or you want to learn more about another agency, we can put you in touch with representatives from all 275 of those agencies. In Los Angeles, all 3 branches of the government are represented, so we have a legislative, judicial, and executive branch. And each federal executive board is led by a board of directors, which is elected from these 275 members. Our current chair is Linda Gonzalez, who is the regional director for the Federal Mediation and Conciliation Service. And so it's a collateral duty. They continue to run their federal agency, but they are basically elected to be a leader of leaders, and they bring together the leaders from the other federal agencies to figure out how we can support each other and work on common issues, and ultimately provide better services and save the taxpayers money. So I think those are really noble goals. The federal employees are encouraged to participate in FEB activities. So in the area of emergency management, we focus on continuity of operations. We also have a 24/7 communication system where after hours we can get a hold of the 275 federal agency heads if there's anything we need to communicate from Washington, D.C. or amongst ourselves about what is needed or how we can support the employees and ensure that our operations continue. In the areas of human resource issues, we focus a lot on training. We do interagency leadership development programs. We've done, of course, this last year we've done a whole lot of virtual, which is not as fun as being in person and sitting across the table and breaking bread and meeting your new best friend at another federal agency. But we've been really trying to keep the momentum going and offer some good training opportunities that are affordable and virtual. We also spend a lot of time working on recruitment. Because of the high cost of living in the LA area, we have often struggled with filling some key positions. So for 20 plus years, we've been doing outreach on college campuses. We currently have a government to university initiative where we're working with state, local, and federal government to encourage college students to consider employment at any level of public service. Of course, I personally put the emphasis on federal. So if you have youth in your life that are interested in pursuing a federal career, again, we'd be more than happy to give them some information on how to apply for a federal job. Or if they want to do an informational interview with somebody at another federal agency, we can arrange for that. We're blessed this year to have Crystal Murray on loan to the Federal Executive Board from the Space and Systems Center, which was formerly on the LA Air Force Base. Now it's part of Space Force. And we're grateful to her leadership for making her available. She's been helping with our government to university initiatives, but the two areas that she has exclusive leadership in is our diversity and inclusion group and also the Women Achieving Vision and Empowerment. And those groups, we've focused, based on the title, you can tell we focus on diversity and inclusion. We've done some sessions on that this last year. And then she launched the Women Achieving Vision and Empowerment, which the acronym is WAVE, which is perfect for Southern California. And she hosted some women supporting women panels that were very well received this past summer. So if you want to get involved in those groups, Crystal Murray is the point of contact, but I can put you in touch with her. And then we also have a public affairs officers group where we focus on helping agencies spread the word. I mean, just today I sent out something from the Drug Enforcement Administration asking federal public affairs officers to help spread the word about the one pill could kill. There's a real problem with counterfeit pharmaceutical drugs, and literally one pill could kill, and that's an important message to get out. So the agencies use the FEB as sort of a force multiplier to help them spread the word on important initiatives. So if your agency has something you need help getting the word out, let us know. So we have a website. I have to confess that it is not as current as I would like it to be. So when you go there, you may see a little bit of dated information, but we are in the process of updating it. But we do have a website, so feel free to check that. And then we have a number of different partners. And one of our very important partners is the Federal Employee Health Benefit Plans, the providers that put together today's session. So we're grateful for being included in this panel and them giving us time on their agenda. So I promised to tell you a little bit about the federal employee demographics. So there are almost 3 million federal employees nationwide. And then if you think about the federal hidden tax workforce, which are all the contractors and grantees, I mean, the federal government touches the lives of a lot of people directly for employment, not just the benefits that they receive from the federal government. The three largest agencies nationwide, of course, are DOD, U.S. Postal Service, and the VA. 38% of the nationwide population are veterans, and 5% have a non-targeted disability, and 1% has a targeted disability. The FEB has done some work in that area as well. We like to support federal agencies in hiring more people with disabilities. And we also have a Veterans Collaborative that is led by a TSA manager to support federal agencies in not only attracting, but also retaining veterans. Veterans are a very important part of our workforce. So the average age is 47 years old, but more than 25% of the workforce is more than 55 years old. 61% are eligible to retire, myself included. The average grade in California is a GS9, and 12% of the federal workforce is in the state of California. And in fact, the greater Los Angeles area has the largest concentration of federal employees outside of Washington, D.C. So we're a very important federal presence, even though people may not know about a lot of our agencies because it's such a large area. We're very small fish in a very big pond, but we are the largest concentration of federal employees outside of Washington, D.C. So did you know that all federal employee health benefits carriers have to compete every year, I believe, to get their contracts through the Office of Personnel Management? So part of this contract requires that every federal employee health benefit plan support agencies' wellness programs. And so they oftentimes will contact agencies and say like, hey, I've got this free training. If you want to have us come in and speak to your employees, we'd love to do it. And I do get federal agencies calling me and saying, well, I don't want to do adverse selection. I don't want to give anybody an unfair advantage. If I invite one, I have to invite them all. And that's not necessarily true, because the providers have already gone through a competitive process. So if they're in the book that you get from the Office of Personnel Management, they've already competed to have access to your employees. So take advantage of this free wellness program, especially with the virtual offerings. I know I took a lot over the last year, and there's some really good content out there. And again, it's free training for your employees, so why not take advantage of it? The only thing that FEHBs cannot do is they cannot recruit the members outside of open season. So they can do a wellness session, but they can't stand up there and tell your employees why they should take your plan. And the only time they can access your employees and give the sales pitch about why they should select their plan is during open season, which we're, I think, about to start, or maybe we're in the middle of. I know this event is the launch of the open season. And then it's also important to know that agencies, when you have an open season event, you need to limit your participation to just the federal employee health benefit programs, because they have been through this competition. So, sometimes I go to some health fairs and there's like the chiropractor from across the street who's got a booth at the health fair, and that's just not appropriate. That gives a business an unfair advantage to access your federal employees. So really, if you're designing your open season, be sure to just think about those organizations that have been through a federal contracting process. So it's the federal employee health benefit plans, also the like the dental, the FEB, and the long-term care coverage, which I think has changed their name now to Fed Point. They are a contracted benefit to the federal employees. So again, they have been through a process that gives them the right to have access to your employees. So, to ensure that we maintain the integrity of that process, just make sure that you don't give some business an unfair advantage just because of their proximity to the federal building or agency location. So those are some things to keep in mind as HBO officers. So I'm going to wrap up with talking about our Feds Get Fit initiative, which we launched almost 10 years ago, I believe. And we launched it with the support of a couple of the federal employee health benefit plans. And we are very grateful for their support. And we've gone on hikes, we've done yoga at the beach, we've done fun runs, we've gotten discounts for local 5K, 10K. So it's a great way to, make health your priority by making your fitness a priority. So doing these events is a lot of fun because you meet other feds. It's a way of networking in a non-sterile environment. I'm very grateful to Danny Pasquale from the Department of Labor, who has been leading this initiative for us for the last couple of years. And he's created a website, which is on the screen. And I'll show you another screenshot of that. And you can go to this website and join today, and you will be sent an email for all future Feds Get Fit initiatives or activities. And if you have some ideas of things you would like to see posted there, I believe there's a way to go to the website and contact them, send a message, and say, hey, I just found out about this event. Can we add it to part of the upcoming events and activities that you have scheduled? Again, it's been a little harder in the virtual world, but some of the things we do is we partner with our land use agencies. So, we've offered hikes at the Angeles National Forest. We've also offered hikes at the Santa Monica National Recreation Area that are two federal agencies that have a lot of land, and they have trail guides. And so we, if you see something that you think would be fun for the Feds Get Fit to do, please let us know, because some of our best ideas come from you all. And so please think about joining that. So that's pretty much everything you ever needed to know about the Federal Executive Board and our partnerships with the Federal Employee Health Benefit Plan. I have my email address up here, and then also our website. The phone number on the website is no longer accurate. And so if you want to talk to me over the phone, just shoot me an email, and you'll see my phone number in my signature block. It's a cell phone, so I didn't really want to put it on this message because I try to limit who I give that to. And also just know that I'm probably not going to be on the live session, so I won't be taking questions in this format, but there is no such thing as a dumb question. I am more than happy to answer any and all your questions follow-up. by email specific to the FEHB or HBO or open season. I may have to refer you to more of a subject matter expert, but if you want to know more about anything with the Federal Executive Board and specifically the Feds Get Fit program, shoot me an email and we'll get you plugged in. So I thank you for giving me this opportunity to join you all virtually, and look forward to seeing you in the real world soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.